जयपुर वाया कोटा।
कृपया ध्यान आपो अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत.
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೈ
Hyderabad Bhattacharjya Express পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন कृपया ध्यान दियो
There was space, there was spin, there was Klaasen, and then there was Samad. That's what happened. Welcome back to Cricbuzz Live. I'm Saiyami Kher. I have Joy Bhattacharjya and a very angry and raring to go Lisa Sthalekar because I have beaten her to it. I have beaten her to it. And I have, just by one run, Lisa, it happens. You've just come back after a long time. It happens. You'll get the hang of it.
Oh. Round of applause for everyone because she just picked the middle number. Wow. Hey, well done. Well done.
I'm so glad I didn't have to bat and I was not a cricketer and Lisa was not bowling to me.
Yeah,
I would run
she'd
away.
sledge you,
She'd
sledge
sledge
you.
me out and
I
run
would've
away.
sledged you.
Yeah. I'm getting scared of the sledging on the prediction game. I'm going to quickly change the topic. Not say that I've won. I'll say it 3 more times later, but not right now. That's the batting card. 182 for 6 is what they've done. The top order didn't really do too much. Anmolpreet again got that 36, couldn't go make it bigger. But then there was Klaasen, there was Abdul Samad who got that 37 and they've got them to 182. Even Steven, you think, Lisa?
Oh, I think Hyderabad missed an opportunity to potentially get 190 plus. And you kind of look, and we discussed about Klaasen and where he should come in, whether it should be 4. If you look at Aiden Markram, he didn't go at a great rate, did he? He came out of the blocks hard but didn't continue. Whereas Klaasen, we show the form since 2022, he's in a purple patch. Get him up the order, you know. He only got out because it was the last over and he was trying to blast it down the ground. I mean, 162 again, good strike rate, 3 sixes, only 29 deliveries. He's still got an 80-odd score plus in him. But they're running out of time to give him the chance to do that.
Joe, I'm just not understanding because this is match number 11 for Hyderabad and they're still trying to figure who bats where. You can't take so long into the tournament and not know who's batting
I think the only thing they've actually fixed, which they've done, and I don't think they should, is keep Markram at 4. Because Markram bats at 4 for South Africa. They've just kept him there. But really the person who needed to bat further up was definitely it was Henrik Klaasen out there. And they missed a trick out there. Interesting though, this is a 182 total. It doesn't look like that much, but you remember this pitch turned.
Yeah.
The ball really turned on this pitch. Quality spin will make a difference out here. And I think Lisa made an extremely important point in the dressing room. We were chatting in the green room right now, which is that if you're not set, this is not an easy pitch to bat on.
We'll have a look at the bowling because like you said, I remember that Krunal first ball that he got, both the wickets that Krunal got was just beautiful. It almost turned square, Lisa. We were down chatting about it. So there, and then even the initial overs, there was good bounce that got those wickets in the initial few overs. So there was space, there was spin. But Hyderabad's probably going to miss that extra spinner.
Yeah, and also Marco Janssen as well, the extra bounce that he's going to get. You know, you look at the first 2 wickets, it was, you know, the edge off the bat and then the top edge. So, you know, whilst the ball is hard, why not extract that extra bounce? So they're missing Janssen there, so they've got to look to other players. And then also you look at Lucknow and the type of batters that they have. They're strong lads at the top who just overpower things. So once they get set, it doesn't matter how much the ball's turning, they'll hit it out of the park. So for Hyderabad, they have to they have to keep picking up wickets all the way through. Otherwise, it's going to be a bit of an issue for them.
Joy, one thing for Lucknow to celebrate and for Krunal to celebrate is finally he's got those wickets outside of Lucknow because he used to not really get any wickets outside of Lucknow. Bowled beautifully today, 4 overs, 24
I thought he was
wickets.
brilliant. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. And sometimes as a captain, you hesitate to get yourself on or keep yourself bowling. You want to use other people. But I thought he was absolutely brilliant today. In fact, the first ball that, you know, he gets a wicket and then Glenn Phillips walks in to get a ball like that first ball. You could see just Glenn Phillips, you know, just shaking his head when he walked out. He bowled really well. Interestingly though, why I just want to know on a pitch that has so much turn. Your lead spinner so far this year has been Ravi Bishnoi. Why did Bishnoi not complete his quota is something I don't understand.
I feel like Krunal actually made a few mistakes at the top end. We were talking in the comm box about literally the first 10 overs. It was like, okay, your turn. Okay, your turn. And it was like, oh, hang on, spin is going to be your weapon. And they took too long to get in Ravi Bishnoi. I thought he could probably have come in before the 10 over mark and potentially bowling over there. So I think they've missed that opportunity as well.
But Lisa spoke about how if you get yourself set, then it looks like a really good pitch. We saw that with Klaasen. We also saw Samad looking very comfortable. He looked like someone, if he had a little longer, he could have gone on to get much more. 37 of 25, that 4 sixes is what I thought I read it wrong, but yeah, 4 sixes is what he hit. So clearly, Lucknow with that top order, they're going to look at what Samad's done and say, okay, people, if you stay there, you'll do well.
Yeah, I mean, you miss as a bowler in the IPL, you go. It's as simple as that. The quality of batting that you have in this tournament, in all the teams, and then you add the impact player, gives you that depth and that license up the top to almost thrill, right? So these guys, whilst Lucknow have changed their batting order a little bit and chopped it around, I still think now that with Quinton de Kock, Stoinis, those type of players, they'll go hard. That's all they know. So I think Hyderabad are going to be put under some pressure, and if the ball's not moving around, which you don't expect it to do in an afternoon game, the ball has to turn quite sharply, and for them to pick up wickets to keep Lucknow under their total, I believe.
Yeah, I think we'll have a look at the impact player list, because I think Badoni is in for Amit Mishra. We saw Mishra go off right as soon as he finishes 4 overs. For Hyderabad, Joy, you think it's going to be Vivrant Sharma?
It's got to be Vivrant Sharma or Sanveer Singh. Sanveer is also a spinner. They've got to bring in somebody out there who can sort of turn the ball, because this is a pitch which is going to suit turn. They have enough fast bowlers. They have Fazal-Haq Farooqi who can bowl. They definitely have Fazal-Haq Farooqi. They have, of course, Bhuvi is there. Remember, they can get a bit of spin from Samad also. Samad is an offie who doesn't bowl all that much for them, because they have quite a few bowlers. But in this kind of a pitch, it's a lot also going to be about, again, they're also going to look at the left-handers and say, do we bowl off spin to the left-hander? Those are the things that are going to happen, because she's absolutely right. That batting order, they have some beasts out there, people like de Kock and Mayers and all, who are frightening. Once they start hitting, there'll be no mercy for them. So they need to make inroads there up front, because the weakness is the middle order has failed.
Yeah.
Kunal Pandya has not looked good. Prerak Mankad is untried, relatively untried. So you get that first 5, you get wickets in there, get 2-3 wickets, and they're going to be scared. Remember, Hyderabad actually made a great comeback. They were 115 for 5.
Yeah.
At that point, you were thinking 160, 170. And somewhere they took the game much further. And I think Klaasen, of course, played really well. Samad played well. But that was the point. At 115 for 5, Lucknow couldn't shut the door on them, And this is one weakness that Lucknow has had. If you remember, when they played against Bangalore in Bangalore, Bangalore over 20 is... it was the reverse. Bangalore couldn't control them. But that's the thing, that if you don't allow people, if you don't shut people down, and you just bowl overs saying you're trying to get rid of overs, that's a mistake tactically in the IPL. You can't afford to do that. You still have to keep taking wickets, because whoever gets set, if somebody gets set, they'll get 50 in the last 5. They got 51 in the last 5, even though they were 5-6 wickets down.
But Lisa, another concern for SRH now is that their Indian attack has not really been attacking, because there is Bhuvi who's been there for very long. He's not really looked like the Bhuvi we know. Natarajan Umran Malik doesn't get a game in. He was someone I was to be very excited to watch, but he unfortunately hasn't had the best season. We've spoken about this many times, that the Indian talent needs to do well in the Indian Premier League.
Yeah, they do. You're going to win titles off the back of your Indian domestic players stepping up. Natarajan has had a number of injuries as well in the build-up to this tournament. So that hasn't allowed him to feel like he's probably got his rhythm or enough overs under his belt. And Umran Malik, we've spoken a number of times about the fact that he can't be a one-trick pony in this competition. He's still got to learn those skills, those variations. I think Farooqi might be a good asset for them, because he does have that ability to bowl those cutters. He really does come down the side of the ball, and I think for Hyderabad, their pacemen need to go straight to cutters into the pitch, bowl stump to stump. Don't give any kind of width to free their arms, and just see if they can extract some kind of variation off the pitch, just to stop the downswing of the beasts, as Joy calls it.
And it's not a small ground. It's a
Yeah.
pretty decent sized ground. You do that. I was just thinking, there's one other bowler they have. I mean, Glenn Phillips does everything, but one of the things he does do is bowl as well. He can bowl some off spin as well. So they have, if they can try their luck, see what happens up front, and then they'll just have to use as much spin as they can.
Yeah, but Bhuvi is somebody who needs to strike early because the beasts are standing there. Like you said, today is the word of the day is beast. So Bhuvi will want to strike early and get 1-2 of those big balls out.
I think there's a matchup, and I think I've seen it. The strike rate between De Kock and him, I think it's just under 100, 97, and Bhuvi's picked him up once. I think it's about 60 deliveries. So there's a good kind of portion size to kind of go, okay, this is an okay matchup. So the fact that Bhuvi might be able to take the ball away from the left-hander, maybe have a slip in place, he does need to extract swing for maybe 1.5 overs if he can.
Yeah.
And if he does that, I think he certainly will be a handful, and given De Kock and taking the ball away, we know that he's vulnerable. I mean, everyone's vulnerable outside edge early on in your innings.
You know, we spoke about the Indian seamers not performing for Hyderabad, and the Indian batters for Lucknow have been an area of concern. Huda has been saved from Lisa's wrath and sledging, thankfully for him. But the Indian batters here, you see Manan Vora, you see Krunal, Ayush Badoni got 2 good innings, but just nothing really to speak of there with the Indian batters.
No, absolutely. In fact, the guy who's been given the maximum chances is Ayush Badoni. He's really got a lot of chances. Kunal, of course, is an all-rounder, plays everything. And Ayush has just not given them enough. 147 is decent, but given the kind of starts his team has got, he should have capitalized on it more, because they play him not as an opener, but at that 5-6, he's supposed to be a finisher for them. And they really are missing a finisher. So somewhere he needs to give them a bit more out there. And today is probably the day, if the top order, of course, if the top order gets going, none of this might matter. But really the Indian batting, and part of it has been the fact that they've moved everyone around all the time. And I think that, they haven't Kunal, decided to bat Kunal at 4. I don't know whether they'll still bat him at 4. Then they moved him back again. Ayush Badoni has come into it. Manan Vora comes into, plays one game, gets 10 runs, and then
Doesn't get another
what was the point?
opportunity.
I mean, then you put in Prerak Mankad. So, I mean, what will Manan Vora think? What did I do right or what did I do wrong that you get a 1-game chance? I mean, what's the point of it all? So, somewhere there, I'm not particularly happy with the way they've handled. Either I'm not, Lucknow is a well-constructed team in the auction. I don't believe they've used their resources well in the tournament.
Well, Indian batters and the Indian seamers need to step up, but someone else that needs to step up is the umpiring, because I just feel there were so many calls there where I just, I mean, I was at least a little mute. We have Joy's reaction of the last ball, which we can't put on camera, unfortunately. But it's really, I mean, it's very surprising. You have so many referrals that you can go on. It takes so long. And that one no ball was a little, we don't know which way it was going.
Absolutely. I mean, you're calling for the ball to be a wider no ball for height. And the point of it is that seeing it for the 37th time is not going to change your decision. Please, you're an umpire, okay? Everywhere now you have fines for the players. So you allow players to, you reduce the number of players in the outfield and all that. We need fines for umpires. We need to say, okay, here's a stopwatch, your time starts now. This is the number. I mean, also the number of times when you've seen that a ball, if I hear the word rock and roll again, I'm going to slap someone. I'm just going to slap someone. I'm just sick of it.
So we're not allowed to say the M word, and the third umpire is not allowed to say
rock and roll.
They can just go back and forth maybe instead.
They use back and forth as well, but that Klaasen no ball is something which I was a little not very fully, and they were fighting about it. You saw that whole.
So the issue is when you look at the laws, it says whilst the batter is standing up. Now we've kind of brought in Hawkeye to watch the ball trajectory, right? But we're still looking at an image of a guy potentially crouched or jumping up. So there's actually no line to say this is where he is at standing position or from waist and head height. So I actually think they need to start to put that in. So at the top of the mark, as the batter takes his stance, they need to...
Mark it.
The market.
It's not difficult.
And then the ball is bowled, and then they go back to that last image and then do the Hawkeye on that over those lines.
Yeah.
You should actually have a still
Can it be
image of
done?
the
I
guy.
don't
And
know.
yeah, you can.
Can it be done with his height? Like
No,
he's
no.
still
So
of
what
the
you
guy
do
in
is
height.
you have a shot of the guy straight, okay? And then once you take a picture of the guy straight, then whatever angle he's at, it doesn't matter. It's
Yeah.
His
It can be
waist,
superimposed
his
over.
waist, straight waist, they just make a line there.
Correct.
So basically, this has to happen before the IPL where they shoot everyone.
No,
No,
you don't even need
no.
to do that. I walk to the crease, I stand out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once I'm
The
just
camera
supposed to
takes
stand
right
once,
on.
And there.
one shot. One shot, it takes 5 seconds.
Yeah.
You're done. Then you go back to your crouch, to whatever you have to. So once they get your image straight and say, okay, this is his waist.
Yeah. And this is his head height.
Yeah.
Or
Then
shoulder
it-
height for no balls or whatever.
So that's then done. Sorted.
Well done and sorted. I just hope the officials are listening to Cricbuzz live because we just have solutions to everything. We have solutions to getting these games done quicker. Umpires not having problems with crouching, rock and roll and all these things. Just listen to Lisa and Joy. You'll have your answers. That's how it should be, right?
Done.
Yeah.
What's next on the
What's
agenda?
next is I'm getting very scared to say. No,
Let's
I'm,
do that.
That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah, world
yeah, let's
peace.
do
Because
Now I'm getting-
I can't. Miss Worlds don't do it nowadays. They always wanted to do.
True,
but
yeah.
They've given up on their jobs, so it's our duty.
But Joy, I'm getting extremely scared to say what's next. I feel almost that cup's going to come my way
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something's going to come my
Somebody's
way.
No,
gonna
you
a
have to
guessing
pick the
game.
number
Yeah,
first.
Start.
Yeah.
I'll start, right? At the
time
6
starts
over
now.
point. They are going, Lucknow is going to be at 54.
I was going to say 55. So I will go, Lucknow's going to be more. Okay, let's go 62.
62. It's this thing. I'll undergo. I'll go 45. I'll go 45. I think.
No, she's still in the middle. But that's okay. At least
But
she picked the number.
I picked-
It's
At least you
okay.
picked the number.
She
We
picked the number.
We
It's
went
all right.
around you. It's okay.
It's okay.
I was just being a good host and asking you all to go first. That's what I did the
so
last
polite.
time.
You are not going to get that
That
chance again.
doesn't work with us. Thank you.
All right, then I'm just getting bullied by two seniors at Cricbuzz Live, so I need to end this show before the bullying continues. But don't forget to join us at the 10 over point at the Cricbuzz Combox. We'll see you all there.
Jaipur via Kota.
कृपया ध्यान आपको अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವ ರೈಲು
चेन्नई Hyderabad Bhattacharjya Express পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন। कृपया ध्यान दो